Hi, this is Anne for Graphic Design How To, and today we're going to talk about interviews, specifically for those of you who have just graduated college. And today my husband's going to join me to ask the questions, and then I will give you a sample response as a recently graduated college student. And I might also throw in some tips and do's and don'ts at the end of each question. Okay, so let's get started. Number 1.
So tell me about yourself.
Well, I just graduated college with a degree in graphic design, and most of my experience in the industry has come from my internship. I interned at an agency here in town, and I really got some awesome experience there. I was able to work with graphic designers and art directors and really learn the ropes of graphic design. At first, they kind of started me off slow with some production, and they helped me really finesse that process. And I was really able to learn the programs really well during that time. And then later on, I was given my own projects, and I got to really be involved with the creative process for those. So that's me in a nutshell. I love design. It's my whole life. So I'm just super excited to be here. With this question, stick to graphic design. Don't talk a lot about your personal life or anything like that. You also want to let them know how you've grown as a designer. So those are the two things I really try to focus on with the tell me about yourself question. Number 2.
Can you tell me a little about your creative process?
Sure. For my branding project for Queen's Bar and Grill, I first researched the company a lot. This was a school project, so I wasn't able to really meet with a client, but I researched what the company already had designed, and I also kind of tried to imagine what their look and feel would be like at the beginning and what they are looking for. Then I went to the internet and researched a bunch about restaurants, bars and grills, and that kind of thing, and just to get a look at what the industry has been doing with that kind of client. After that, I started sketching and drew about 20 sketches or so, and my teacher and I narrowed it down to 1 or 2. And then I just fully developed out that concept in Illustrator. After that was all done, I mocked everything up in Photoshop, and I kind of did a brand style guide with Photoshop mockups that I could present to the client, or my teacher in this case. So that's really my process from beginning to end. With the creative process question, they just want to know how you do your work and if it matches their style too. And I would keep it a little shorter than what I did in this video, so you can shorten it if you want. Number 3.
How do you work with collaborators like copywriters, developers, and project managers? Tell me about the final handoff process.
I think for concepting, it's really great to have more than one person. So I would sit down with a strategist, other graphic designers, and art director, maybe project manager, and really bounce ideas off each other for a campaign. And after we got the idea fleshed out, then I would take it to the computer, go through my whole creative process, and I would get with the project manager to kind of get everything assigned. And she probably would do that on her own, honestly. And at that point, I would probably work alone on my computer and maybe get feedback from time to time from graphic designers and art directors. And as far as handoff to the next person, I would absolutely make sure to read over everything again, make sure everything's perfect, no mistakes. With this question, they just want to know if you like working with people. A lot of these agencies are really tight-knit. They want to know that they can get along with you. They want to know that you are easy to work with. Just let them know that you're friendly and you get along with people well, and I think this will go over good. Number 4.
Tell me about a time you had to work with a difficult client.
Well, I can't think of a time specifically with a difficult client, but with my teacher, she had a certain idea in her head about what she wanted the look and feel of this project to be, and she had written this out, but I just interpreted it different than what she said. So when I handed in my project, she talked over what she liked and what she didn't, and I could see that I had a lot of work to do. But after a lot of communication back and forth, I finally understood what it was she was looking for. And we finally got to a place in the project where she was happy and I was very happy with the work as well. So I think it's just a lot of communication and keeping it professional and just working on a win-win situation for both parties. With this question, they're trying to figure out how well you handle criticism. Are you going to be somebody who talks bad about the client behind their back? Are you going to be somebody who talks bad about the client in front of them or gets mad at them? You have to be really careful about maintaining professionalism in a job, and they want to see how you will deal with those kinds of situations. And number 5.
Who is your favorite designer and what brands do you most admire?
I would say my favorite designer is probably Aaron Draplin. He has a specific kind of retro style that I just really love, and he also has put out videos that have really helped me personally with my workflow. And it's just so awesome that he's such a hard worker and he constantly turns out awesome designs all the time. I just feel like he's really influenced me as a designer. And then as far as a brand goes, I would say Chipotle, because I think as a fast food restaurant, they really have allowed their creative team to get really creative and be playful. And I think it really shows through all of their branding and their billboards. And then even when they had that food scare a while back, they did a really great job of sort of damage control with that, and they were completely transparent with the public so that they could start winning back that trust from them. And I think that's really important from a marketing standpoint, and also the design, played into that too. So I would say they're probably my favorite. I think with the favorite designer / favorite brand question, an interviewer is really trying to see if you know your designers, how passionate you are about design, and really they want to see that you know what's going on in the market and know what's going on in advertising right now. So if you can answer in such a way that shows that you kind of have a feel for the current market and that you know your designers pretty well, I think that would be good. Okay, so those are my 5 interview questions that I have been asked myself and that I have asked other people in interviews. This is Anne for Graphic Design How To. If you like this video, please click the like button, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and if you have feedback or comments, please leave those in the comment section below. Thanks, guys!